Desiree's Dream. Chapter 9. The Search. The air hung heavy and still as the sun glared down the road, baking the earth and sending waves of heat shimmering across the landscape. In the alley, a figure huddled within a wooden box, the sun's rays highlighting the shape of Alex, his body curled inwards, protective. The box offered meager shelter from the elements, and Alex's eyes, bloodshot and tired, never strayed from the mouth of the alley for long. The blisters on his feet, earned from a day of frantic searching, throbbed with each breath, a constant, painful reminder of his desperation. The image of his Desi, haunted his every thought. He saw her fragile form being dragged beneath the murky waters of the bayou by monstrous alligators or lost in the tangled roots of the cypress trees. The scent of the bayou, that unique blend of damp earth and decay, only intensified these vivid, horrifying images as his mind searched for an answer. Alex's voice, hoarse from shouting her name, echoed in his mind. He had scoured the streets, his calls lingering in the empty spaces between buildings, to no avail. The bookstore, with its dusty shelves and tattered books, held no answers either. Desi had vanished, and the weight of her absence bore down on his heart like an anchor, dragging him deeper into despair. The air was thick with the scent of ripe fruits as Alex, with great determination, lifted his weary body from the confines of the narrow box. His muscles protested, aching from the prolonged inactivity, but he ignored the discomfort, focusing on taking each step carefully. The ground beneath him seemed unsteady, but he willed to remain upright. He approached the alley's exit step by step, each movement deliberate and measured. The spinning sensation in his head almost sent him backward, but he stubbornly persisted, determined to reach his destination. As he turned the corner, a burst of colors greeted him, a vivid display that momentarily took his breath away. The fruit vendor's cart was a painter's palette brought to life. Glossy red apples, stacked neatly, seemed to glow under the morning sun, their scent hinting at the crisp sweetness of the fruit. Like tiny suns, vibrant oranges added a citrusy zing to the air, while plump blueberries, nestled in small baskets, offered a promise of juicy explosions with every bite. Alex inhaled deeply, the fragrant aroma filling his nostrils, providing a brief respite from his weariness. He stood there for a moment, transfixed by the beauty before him. The vendor, a weathered man with a friendly smile, nodded in greeting, his eyes curious yet kind. Alex's hand reached out, his fingers gently caressing the fruits, their textures varying from the smooth waxiness of apples to the dimpled softness of oranges. He selected a few, his pocket already filled and bulging with the weight of the fruit, which was a comforting reminder of his journey to find Desi. With a final glance at the vibrant display, Alex bid the vendor a silent farewell and continued on his way, the sweetness of the fruits accompanying him as he searched for his long-awaited companion. And then, as if in a dream, he saw a man on horseback. A Union soldier, tall and formidable, but something was amiss. As the figure drew nearer, Alex saw two slender arms wrapped tightly around the soldier's waist, and a cascade of golden hair, like a ray of sunshine, tumbled down the rider's back. Goosebumps rose on Alex's skin as he recognized those eyes, blue as the summer sky, belonging to Desi, peeping around the soldier. His heart leaped to his throat as she dismounted, her movements swift and graceful. The bucket of blackberries fell from her hands, the fruit scattering across the road as she threw herself into Alex's arms. He stood, stunned, enveloped by her embrace, the street dust coating their shoes. Questions swirled like the dust devils that danced in the heat, but he could not find the words. He held her, afraid that this was a dream and she would slip away once more. Desi's eyes, bright and shining, never left Alex's as she slid down, her small hand finding his. They stood, two souls bound by a shared trauma, and began to walk, carrying them away from the fruit stand, past the newly built fountain, and back towards the alley. Desi's words tumbled out in a rush, her excitement tangible as she recounted her adventures, her voice like music, lifting the weight of worry from Alex's shoulders. The sun continued its relentless march across the sky, but the heat was forgotten as Desiree's dreams and hopes for the future unfurled like flowers in the sun. She spoke of the creek, blackberry patches, and a future beyond the dusty roads and alleyways. Alex listened, his heart pounding with a mixture of emotions he had not felt in a long time, desire and a longing for a life he had never imagined. Desiree's grip tightened as they approached the shelter's box, now a humble reminder of their past, her thumb stroking the back of his hand. She understood the torrent of emotions swirling within him, and her soft and reassuring voice promised a way forward. "We don't have to stay here, Alex. I have a plan, a way for us to start over." Alex's throat constricted as he imagined a life beyond their hard, Scrabble existence, a future with Desiree by his side, with promise and hope. "What is this plan?" he asked, his voice thick with a mixture of emotions he had long buried. Desiree's eyes sparkled with determination, and at that moment, Alex knew their dreams were within reach. A new life awaited them, and together, they would seize it.